If you're moving to Toronto with a family, I need to stop you right now, because the answer might not be Toronto itself. But here's what nobody tells you. The 5 suburbs around Toronto are not created equal. Choose the wrong one, and you could be landing in a neighborhood that doesn't fit your lifestyle, or overpaying by hundreds of thousands. Today I'm breaking down the top 5 suburbs for Toronto families right now, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which one is best for you and your family. There's nothing I love more than helping families figure out exactly where they should be in Toronto and the GTA. Pause the video, write down my number or email right now on screen, and reach out to me directly. First up, Mississauga. Right next door to Toronto on the west side, and I'll be honest, it barely feels like a separate city anymore. The border between Toronto and Mississauga is basically invisible at street level. The area around Square One has completely transformed over the last decade. When I was growing up here, the area was a mall surrounded by parking lots. Now it's dense, it's urban, condo towers going up everywhere. If you want that city feel at a lower price point than downtown Toronto, Mississauga delivers. Not to mention, Square One itself is one of the best shopping centers in the GTA. And you'll absolutely recognize the Marilyn Monroe buildings on the skyline, 2 condo towers designed to curve like her figure. Whether you think that's brilliant or just bizarre, you really can't miss them. For families specifically, Mississauga has excellent school options. The top high schools right now are John Fraser at 9.1 out of 10, The Woodlands, and Lorne Park, according to the Fraser Institute. These are legitimately great schools. Port Credit is worth calling out specifically. The lakefront down there is stunning. It's called the Village on the Lake for a reason, and they're actively redeveloping the waterfront right now. If you're on the Lakeshore West GO train line, you're looking at 30 to 35 minutes into Union Station. That's pretty good for Toronto standards. The honest downside, the Hurontario LRT is still not open. It was supposed to give Mississauga a proper rapid transit line, but they've pushed the opening to 2026 to 2027, and given the history of the LRT and the over 20-year original time period, I'd be skeptical of that timeline. So right now, if you're not on the GO line, you're driving, and the 401 through Mississauga at rush hour is genuinely brutal. My wife was having to go in twice a week to her office over in Mississauga, and each way could easily take over an hour to get to and from where we are near Bathurst and St. Clair in Midtown. Factor that in before you commit. Markham. Northeast of Toronto, and in my opinion, one of the most underrated suburbs on this entire list. I used to spend a lot of time around Markville Mall at Warden and Highway 7 when I lived practically across the street from there. I know the area well. What most people overlook about Markham is that it has one of the strongest Chinese food scenes in the GTA. And this isn't just locals saying it. David Chang, the chef behind Momofuku, one of the most influential restaurants in North America, has called Markham a standout food destination in this area. When a guy who has eaten literally everywhere says that to you, you listen. The restaurants along Highway 7 are genuinely top-notch. If food matters to your family, and it should, Markham delivers in a way that most other suburbs simply can't. But the hidden gem that most people miss is Unionville. There's Mill Pond, walking trails, ducks on the water, and the historic Main Street. It genuinely feels like a small town that happens to be 20 minutes from a major city. It's so picturesque that the Gilmore Girls pilot episode was even filmed there. Beautiful, especially for families with young kids. Homes in Unionville range from about 1.5 to 2 million, so it's premium, but it's worth it. The schools here are exceptional. Silverstream, Bond Lake, Dawncrest, regularly ranked among the top elementary schools in the province. And Markville Secondary School and Unionville High are consistently top performers at the high school level. The honest drawback, if you're commuting into downtown Toronto by car, you're on the 407, which is manageable, but that's a toll road. 407 costs went up again in January, adding roughly another $40 to $60 per month for a typical transponder. Build that into your monthly budget before you fall in love with a house in Markham. Suburb number 3, Oakville. It's stunning, especially near the lake. Beautiful tree-lined streets, gorgeous older homes, incredible lakefront. It looks like somewhere you'd see in a magazine because it is. It's also the most expensive suburb on this list. Detached homes are averaging over $1.7 million. Near the water, you're looking at prices that rival some parts of central Toronto. This is not a budget suburb, it's a premium lifestyle choice, and the price reflects every inch of it. For families, Oakville was just ranked the second safest city in Canada and the sixth most livable nationally by the Globe and Mail. That's not marketing, that's a real number. And the schools back it up. Iroquois Ridge Secondary School, Oakville Trafalgar, Abbey Park, these are elite schools. Glen Abbey is worth calling out specifically, a master-planned, extensive trail system, great mix of family homes, Joshua Creek, Wedgwood Creek are some other premium pockets with newer builds and exceptional school catchments. I was actually at the Joshua Creek Presentation Center about a month ago, and the new builds there look incredible. And here's something that makes the timing genuinely interesting. Ontario just announced a full HST rebate on new homes valued up to $1 million. If you've been sitting on the fence about new construction, this is the kind of thing worth running the numbers on before that window closes. The GO train on the Lakeshore West Line is your best friend here. Express trains from Oakville GO into Union are running around 30 to 35 minutes. If you're commuting by GO, you're fine. If you're driving the 401 at peak times into Toronto, you're looking at an hour or more. That's a real quality of life calculation you need to make honestly before you sign anything. If you can work remotely, or your job is in Oakville or the west end of the GTA, it's an exceptional place to raise a family. If you need to be downtown every day by car, well, just go in with your eyes open. Suburb number 4, Richmond Hill. Just north of Toronto, and genuinely one of the most livable suburbs in the GTA. I grew up partially in Richmond Hill by Jefferson Side Road, so I know it pretty well. Hillcrest Mall was the hangout spot. It was honestly pretty dated for a long time, but it's gotten significantly better over the years. More restaurants, better stores, more of an actual community. It's not just a sleepy suburb anymore. What makes Richmond Hill stand out for families is the Viva Rapid Transit system, right on Yonge Street. I know what you're thinking, a bus is a bus, but Viva buses with dedicated lanes are in a genuinely different category from standard transit, especially from the TTC in Toronto. Fast, reliable, usually with a little indoor train stall type area with the time and ticket purchasing options. Also super handy if it's raining or snowing out. If you're on the Yonge corridor, it's a great option. And here's the forward-thinking thing most people aren't factoring in. The Yonge North subway extension is under construction right now. It's extending TTC Line 1 North to Richmond Hill with completion targeted around 2030. When that's done, Richmond Hill gets a direct subway connection into downtown Toronto. Property values on that corridor are going to move. The old saying is buy where the government is spending money. It's usually a good option, especially over the long term. The community is incredible and diverse and multicultural, great food, strong school systems. Bayview Hill is the prestigious enclave if you want large executive homes and top school zoning. Jefferson is newer and more affordable, popular with young families. Bayview Secondary is known for its IB program, which offers a more rigorous academic path and an internationally recognized diploma alongside the standard Ontario one. Richmond Hill High, where I went, is well regarded academically. St. Teresa, or St. T's as we call it, consistently ranks among the top schools in the province. The 404 runs northwest alongside Richmond Hill on the east side, making it easy to get north to cottage country or connect to the 401. For families who like to get out of the city on weekends, the geography is ideal. And if you have kids, or you're just someone who actually uses the city around you, Richmond Hill Parks and Rec is genuinely impressive. There are great, well-maintained parks throughout the entire city, including Richmond Green, my personal favorite, a beautiful central hub just off Elgin Mills with a massive baseball complex, the best baseball facility I've seen in the suburbs, maybe in the city, and I've played a bunch of tournaments there myself. There's also a tennis and pickleball complex near Bayview and Weldrick that's one of the nicest setups I've seen in the GTA. I'm actually heading there in a few days to play, and the community centers are well-run, affordable, and close to everything. This isn't a suburb where you drive 20 minutes to find something to do. The amenities are right there all over the city. Suburb number 5, Vaughan. Last but absolutely not least, Vaughan. Northwest of Toronto, near the 400 and Canada's Wonderland, which if you have kids is either the greatest thing in the world about living there or the worst, depending on how you feel about roller coasters. I've been there more times than I can count. My favorite's still Leviathan. I've ridden it over 15 times and it still delivers. That first vertical ascent, 300 feet slowly up, and then the incline drop more than 90 degrees is truly incredible. If you're driving up the the 400 on a clear day, you'll spot Leviathan's green hulking outline from the highway before you even see the exit. Woodbridge specifically is worth calling out. One of the nicest pockets in all of Vaughan. Beautiful homes, well-maintained streets, a strong Italian community with incredible food. The Festa d'Italia every June is something else. Kleinburg is the other premium pocket, more of an upscale village feel with estate homes and proximity to Humber River. And there's also the highway advantage that people underestimate. The 400 running along the west side of Vaughan flows drastically better than the 404 on the east. More lanes, better traffic, and it connects you directly to Barrie, Muskoka, Algonquin, if that's your cottage or camping destination. I've been going up the 400 to Muskoka ever since I was a kid. For families who go north on weekends, Vaughan's location is genuinely one of its best features. And the Vaughan Center subway station changed the transit story here completely. It's the northernmost part of Line 1, the Young University Yellow Line, direct subway into downtown Toronto. Vaughan Metro Center to Union Station is roughly 45 minutes. That's nothing for a suburb this size. Top elementary schools include Michael Craney, St. Padre Pio, Pierre Burton. For families who want space, a strong community feel, excellent schools, and highway access without the Oakville price tag, Vaughan, especially Woodbridge, is one of the best value propositions in the GTA right now. So, 5 suburbs, all genuinely great options for families. Here's my honest take on who each one is actually right for. Mississauga, if budget is your primary concern and you want that urban density feel that Square One gives you, the most city for your money outside of the Toronto core. And if you're on the Lakeshore West GO line, the commute is manageable. Markham, if food, culture, elite schools, and nature trails matter to your family. Markham is genuinely underrated, and I think it's one of the best kept secrets in the GTA. Just budget honestly for the 407. Oakville, if budget is less of a concern and you want the absolute best lifestyle for your family. Oakville near the water is as good as it gets in this entire city. Go in with your eyes open on the commute and price, but if you can make it work, you'll never want to leave. Richmond Hill, if you want the best balance of price, transit, community, and livability. Richmond Hill on the Yonge Corridor is my personal pick for families who want a legitimately great suburb without paying Oakville prices. And buying near the subway extension right now, before that line opens, is something worth thinking seriously about. And I'd say Vaughan, if highway access, space, a strong community feel, solid schools, and that subway connection really matter to you. Vaughan, especially Woodbridge, is one of the most underrated options on this entire list. The value per square foot compared to Oakville and even Richmond Hill and Markham is hard to ignore. Every single one of these suburbs deserves its own full deep dive video, and those are coming. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss them. And look, there's nothing I love more than helping families figure out exactly where they should be in Toronto or the GTA. Pause the video, write down my number or email right now on screen, and reach out to me directly. New Toronto real estate videos every single week. I'm Jordan Abrams. I'll see you around town.